We were started up by TPG Rise Climate Fund, and the idea that voluntary carbon markets were going to be an important part of the solution for climate change. And the basic essence was this is a very difficult market to understand, and being in the markets, it is a difficult market to understand. And if you think, I'm on the Florida Stock Exchange here, if you think stocks are hard to figure out every stock, figuring out every project is really hard. And so the premise was that we need a great science team to look at projects and help us to assess what are the good ones and then package them in a way that people can buy kind of ETFs of carbon credits. And so that's what we offer. It's called a Rubicon carbon ton.
And you know, Jen, can you talk to me about why carbon credits are such a vital tool when it comes to achieving net zero emissions?
Yeah, we absolutely are going to need the carbon market in order to achieve our aggressive climate goals, right? We know we want to, in order to limit the worst effects of climate change, we know that we're going to need to reach net zero by 2050. We know that we're going to need $275 trillion by 2050. That works out to, for those who do the math, just about $10 trillion annually for the next 2.5 decades, right? So where is that money going to come from? Most likely not from philanthropies, most likely not from governments. We need the private sector to get involved. The private sector is able and willing, but they need the market, right? Because that's how the private sector engages.
And Tom, can you tell me more about who are Rubicon Carbon's customers and what sort of carbon credits are they looking for?
Well, everybody's our customer in that sense, but our main customers have been the people you've mostly seen in the news. So the one public one we do was Microsoft, where we are developing a project with them that will feed into the Rubicon carbon ton in Panama, where we're reforesting a project in Panama. But there are all sorts of companies, from consumer goods companies to major entertainment artists to Formula E and a driver in Formula E. So the whole world, most companies have this goal, and most companies are doing something in our space, and so they're the names in America you would think of.
And you know, you've had quite an impressive background with your experiences. You know, you were the Chief Operating Officer at Bank of America, President of Global Banking and Markets, and other senior roles in banking. So talk to me about this transition from where you sit today and how your past experiences contribute to what you do for Rubicon
Just sitting
Carbon.
on this floor, I was thinking about that because I started at Goldman Sachs and I ran the derivative business at Goldman Sachs, and we worked a lot with a person named Dr. Fisher Black, and Fisher Black is very famous, as you know, and Black-Scholes option model. And then I got into this world, and I was so fortunate to be the Fisher Black of this climate science.
Yes.
And how is carbon? You know, what are the equations for carbon being saved by trees and all these kind of things? It's a different thing, but it's kind of similar. And so we're building a market from the ground up, really, with people, with the Fisher Blacks of the carbon world. And so we feel we're in that stage where we're building products and stuff that have the science backing and validity, and will provide the liquidity and the form and the comfort so that more people will be able to participate. And by the way, remove or avoid more carbon going into the environment.
And both of you have had a very busy week in New York City for Climate Week. Talk to me about, you know, you've attended so many panels and events. Talk to me about some of the key takeaways for you. Jen, we'll start with you.
Yeah, we're having a very different conversation this year than we were having last year, right? Even at COP last year in Dubai, and certainly at Climate Week last year, right? What I'm hearing now is, I'm hearing a lot of momentum around the voluntary carbon market. We had VCM Day yesterday, where high-level people talked about what is needed, right, to get the market going. We're no longer talking about, do we need this market? Now we're talking about, how do we make it bigger? How do we make it stronger? And to me, that's the really exciting part.
Tom, what about you? I mean, you've been a part of many panels and discussions lately too, so talk to me about some of the key findings.
Well, I took away a little thing of biochar from my last thing. So they were giving us little things of biochar to show people. So this is one of the products that, you know, somebody that we've invested in is creating that stores carbon in the environment. But you know, the market went through a little phase of SBTI, which is very important, the science-based technology, had kind of didn't come out in favor of carbon credits yet, and so the market had a little lull. And so this has been so well timed, because the momentum that Jen is talking about, you can really feel it, where people want to move forward with that and understand how much money that we need to raise in this market to be able to make this a real market.